So we're back and we have to do the newspapers. We have a couple of them in the studio, so we'll do them. Unfortunately today, we don't have the daily graphic.
It's on its way?
It's on its way.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning to you. How are you?
Why, you haven't noticed me?
I was just about to introduce you. I didn't know that you were on.
I was on air.
Yes. Were you on? You should have waited for me to introduce you. You are breaking protocol these days.
No, you were not. The good morning wasn't coming. Yeah.
You were waiting too long, I guess.
haven't. This box has not been on the show for.
It hasn't seen the light of day for a number of years.
Oh my gosh.
And it's because of humanitarian reasons.
Chalina Wahala. So this is our Susu box. It's our money box.
We have a confession to make.
Our little money moment on the AM show. And we decided to contribute 20 Ghana cedis. We started off with 10 Ghana. It was cool. And then we upgraded ourselves to 20. And we haven't been consistent. I tell you what, Roland, maybe we should open it up and see how much.
I don't know. Maybe the change, we're not feeling the change.
Yeah.
So because it's not reflecting.
We need another strategy. But before we come up with another strategy, we must have our conversation on pensions. Because, you know, we did the conversation on pensions.
I hope that it's not coming up because of the software.
No, not because of the software.
You know, the software is evoking a lot of emotions about pensions. That's why. I'm sorry.
The conclusion, really, from our experts was that depending on how much you earn, what you've saved up as SNITs, maybe if they do provident for you where you work, is still not enough. It cannot retire you. You can't depend on it. So our next conversation, or our next chapter, was for us to put figures on the board and work out exactly how much, if we retire, we would have made in terms of what we would get for our pension. That conversation must come up. Okay. Must come up. In the meantime,
now the conversation is targeted at our pension.
Yeah. Yes.
From our age now to
exactly.
So
it's how much you earn, because that's what Mr. Kwashi, our professional, told us, is how much you earn. You have to, so you must go along with your pay slip to see what kind of deductions they are making already and where it's going, and he would take it from there and tell you, so from this direction that you are going, by the time you retire, this is how much you'll be getting. And it would definitely not be enough, because the value of that amount would have significantly gotten down. So this is how much more you have to be saving. That's a very important conversation that we must have.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I agree to it.
Okay.
I've had individually that sort of education for myself for some time. And consistently, we need to remind ourselves that it's a certain discipline that we need to undertake.
Yeah. Yes. Because remember that when you go on retirement, if you work with a private company and they're paying your medical bills, you will not be enjoying that when you go on retirement. You know that? And
then your health bill also increases when
exactly.
Yeah.
So you need a lot more, you know, when you're no longer working. So, but that is just to say that, Charlie, I need my money. I want to buy new
that's why just a curtain raiser is an excuse for us opening the board. So the bottom line, that we're coming to open
because it's the two of us. You were saving towards a holiday. You didn't go for the holiday, did you? Because this is the long back.
Yeah,
but you said December.
I would want to go in December.
In December. But here's the thing. I need the money to buy fabric and sew, because the school year, and then buy Ben 10 school bags.
Usually for the kids. So no problem. So we open it up today.
Should we?
Yeah, but you have to.
Not because I've said it.
No, but you have to give me a promise that from October we start again.
October. How much are we making now? Like, how much are we putting in the box?
20.
20. Would we be consistent? That's another thing. Well, okay, let me think about it. Think about my proposal.
Open it.
Not because I said it.
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, so we'll do the newspapers, but you can send us text messages on the number that you see on your screen in a little bit. We'll do the newspapers and the online review now. Roland?
Okay, so give me the box.
The Times?
No.
I thought you start with the Daily Guide.
No, you do the Business Finder.
You know that
we just had a gas deal brokered by the president himself.
Yeah.
So
so we start with that deal?
It's something about Doomsaw and the jobs and all that.
All right, let's start with the Business Finder newspaper and front page of the Business Finder. Doomsaw, 250 million Ghana cedis, 5,000 jobs lost. But are we experiencing something like that? Because this morning, like exactly 4 a.m., my lights went off. And yesterday when we got to
on social media, I've been monitoring a couple of my friends who have been saying they've been having snipers of all that. Yeah. But not in my community where I live.
Yeah? Maybe whilst you are out.
Yes, maybe.
Okay, let's do a bit
I've
of the
seen
story.
that, yes. My fridge seems to thaw sometimes when I come back. Yes.
So something is happening. I'm not too sure. But on the front page of the Business find that this story between 2012 and 2015, Roland brought you that story in the AM News. Dumsor cost us 250 million Ghana cedis and some 5,000 jobs were lost. Some 885 manufacturing firms in Ghana lost a total of 250 million between 2012 and 2015 due to the non-availability of power, a study conducted by the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research has revealed. The loss was on account of huge drops in productivity levels of the firms during the protracted power crisis that hit the country about 5 years ago. And the study, which was on the theme, how did the 2012-2015 power crisis affect small and medium manufacturing firms in Ghana, revealed that due to the non-availability of power, the firms were losing about 12% of their output on monthly basis. There were 10 days in every month that the firms were without power, and so those 10 days were losing roughly 12% of productivity. That's all coming up to that 250 million. There's a very detailed research. You can read the rest of the story in the Business Finder, but also on the front page you find this headline: banks' investment in treasury bills drop 12%. This is not good news. It's a not. Banks' investment in treasury bills declined from 81.0% in June 2016 to 69.6% in June 2017, according to the latest financial stability report by the Bank of Ghana. In May 2017 report, banks' investment in the short-term securities declined from 79.0% in April 2016 to 72.0% in April 2017. Many analysts believe the bank's investment in treasury securities, the largest proportion of its investment, will reduce to about 65% by December 2017. Roland, you are the business guy. I've got some investment in treasury bills. My thinking is I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it at all.
If you have you have
till the numbers start going up.
So you have it there, is it there?
I have it there, yes.
You rolled it up. You rolled it over.
Well,
91 day, 182.
It's for them to figure it out. So they roll it over. They look at.
Okay, so you have a rollover plan.
Exactly. They look at the numbers.
And which one did you buy? Would you buy the 91 day?
It's not up to me. That again is left to the guy who is taking care of the accounts.
Okay, your accounts.
Yeah, but I think they do a very good job because
at
they
the
keep
end of
rotating.
the day. At the end of the day, they have to look at what the market is, and no matter.
And it's not looking good now.
Yes, I think it's below 12 now. Okay, so at the end of the day, consistently, it means that if it keeps reducing and you keep having your money there, you're just going to get those rates at the end of the period of the investment. You have to make a decision: is my money worth being put in that investment?
Yeah.
That kind of.
But when the numbers start going up,
well, you know, we had a certain difficulty. We had the inflationary pressures. Government also going into the market to borrow, so the banks were finding more prudent and financially prudent to borrow to government, to the detriment of other investors or other customers. Let's say the private sector, etc. Because government was a risk that you can always ban your hope on that will pay you back. So at the end of the day, it increased the rates, so to speak, and so you and I could always find it attractive to go for those short-term instruments.
Now that they're pulling out.
But now they're not borrowing as much in the domestic market.
They're closing most of the accounts.
In the domestic markets. So at the end of the day, it means that the banks now would have to come to you and I. We can pay a lot of the interest as it is. And so logically, it means that we'll have the interest rates going down, or the interest on those short-term instruments going down. the treasury bills and the other bonds that we tend to have. So we're likely to see that consistently
for a while.
But it started reducing from, I believe, December 2016.
I think so.
Yes, it started reducing from
and
December 2016.
And then it's been consistent,
it's been
reduction.
It's been consistent.
And now this story
so what it means
estimating
is that
we're going all the way to December.
What it means is that you will only find it profitable if you have large sums to invest. So if you don't have large sum, you and I have this 1,000, 2,000 thing.
I'm not. In fact, I'm not investing in that any longer.
Okay.
Because I can't even take what is there. It won't be as valuable. So I'm leaving it there.
But there are many other things. You can invest in the equities on the stock markets. That is if they're doing too well. At the time, they were not doing too well because the treasury bills and the other short-term instruments were better.
Yeah.
I had also done some small.
I did some SIC too. That one too just been declining. Okay, let's do the other papers. Market doesn't look really good, does it? We should have a conversation on that.
It's because the money needs to be getting out of the vaults and the accounts into real investment, into the private sector. We need to make sure that there's circulation of liquidity in the private sector enough to create enough businesses for jobs enough to be created. So that's
just say cash. What is liquidity? Go ahead.
Okay, so at the end of the day. So let's look at the Daily Guide. And the Daily Guide has on the front page, red card for Ibrahim. EPA says no galamsey, youth give 24-hour ultimatum. And we have a page. We have a platform on WhatsApp. Ketsi here. She gave us an EPA directive.
I think they have a press conference, a press briefing today. That's the company in the midst of this.
All right. So at the end of the period, I watched the the release, or was it a directive from the EPA?
From the EPA, dated 23rd of August.
Then I was laughing.
Amazing.
But it's normal, you know. So we have on the front page of the Daily Guide, red card for Ibrahim. EPA says no galamsey. The youth apparently of Nyenehin are giving the company 24-hour ultimatum to pull its equipment out of the community. So that's the main story. Other stories, we have government chases NDC gurus for missing cars. We're still told that we still have some vehicles, especially the 4x4 motorable vehicles, in the hands of some past government officials, according to officials of the present government. So if you know you have them, we're told, according to the story, make sure you hand them over before your laughter becomes music in your ears. We also have Ghana seals fresh deals with Equatorial Guinea. Is about the gas deal that the president were told was in the middle. He was the one who brokered that deal, and so that has been captured on the front page of the Daily Guide. That's good news for many people. We hope that that also will transform into a reduction ultimately of the tariffs, because that's what we want to have, pay less tariffs. We said we want a lot of things for free. Okay? So those are the things that we have on the front page by way of the stories. And now we have to go to the Ghanaian Times.
Yes, we do. Front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper this day. You'd find, there we go, GMA kicks against new doctors' job application policy. Okay. I think I listened to an interview, not quite this, so it will be interesting to read a bit of the story.
About this?
Yes, I do. So I listened to a Deputy General Secretary of the GMA. This stand right now seemed to be a bit different from what I heard him say. So we'll just read a bit of this.
I think
they welcomed it. I think the problem, the challenge that he talked about was, so there's vacancy in Greater Accra. But somebody, because they want to give it to some other people, they would decide not to advertise that. They would say that, oh, there are vacancies in the other regions. So that, Roland, if you're a doctor and you are to be placed, and your first choice was Accra, because no vacancies in Accra, you would be forced to choose any of the other regions.
But
you get it?
That's the intent.
So that's like hoarding. No. So I think
those are the affairs.
Yeah. So the problem was, if it would be fair, an equal playing field. If you've got 10 vacancies in Greater Accra, be open about it and tell us it's 10. Let the people come for the interview, choose the 10 that you want. Let the others who didn't get placements decide that, okay, I'll go to the Western region or I'll go to Bono Ahafo because there's an opening there. You get what I mean? And those who really don't like where the vacancies are, they can decide to do whatever it is that they want to do. You get the point. So I think that was the fear, but we'll read a bit of this angle to you as well. Lands Ministry warns foreign illegal miners, but this is it. Government, GCB, others in crunch meeting over fate of UT Capital Bank's workers. Nyinahini youth demonstrates against Exton Cubic Limited. This has been making huge headlines, well, beginning of this week, really. There's this other story here. Dismissed policeman in court for fraud. The Accra Circuit Court has granted bail to a dismissed policeman, Victor Yao Gazy, for allegedly defrauding 44 people under the pretext of enlisting them into the security services. Also, Angolans, Roland, yesterday, they headed to the polls to vote for a successor for their veteran leader, Jose Eduardo dos Santos.
The gentleman is a defense minister.
No, I hear, no, he's the head of governments.
No.
What's the difference?
Or was a former defense minister?
No, wait,
he's from the same party. That's Eduardo dos Santos.
Oh, you mean the person who is president now? I thought you were talking about...
No, the person who is likely to replace him. He's a candidate.
Santos. Yes. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know
okay, this
a lot
is how
about
it
the
is.
background.
The person standing for who is likely to win is from the government that is just outgoing.
Yeah.
The same party.
Okay.
So it's like...
but the president is not going to go...
the baton.
He's not going to go out of government. That's
no,
also
he's
the
even going to head the government
Exactly.
business.
That's the thing. Yeah. And he had been in power since 1979.
Yeah. 38 years now.
That's better than some other people, Anna.
Well.
They're worst people on the continent, so that's what's happening.
And you know his daughter is one of the richest on the continent.
Yeah, exactly. One of the richest. True. She owns, is it an oil field, other businesses? Many blocks of oil. Okay. All right, so this story about the GMA, the Ghana Medical Association has expressed reservations against the policy for new doctors to apply for posting after their housemanship. The policy, according to Dr. Frank Sirebo, General Secretary of the GMA, was not the best since it would not motivate doctors to work, adding that, quote, its enforcement could compel some doctors to move to foreign countries to practice their profession, unquote. So this is the other angle to that conversation on the GMA and the fact that we're going to open up just like a lot of the many sectors, really, go through an interview process. Let's tell you where the openings are, and if you qualify per what happened in the interview, you're posted there. Otherwise, you choose another region, or you can decide to get out of the country if you find it too hot, something like that. Let's do this GCB story. The Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations yesterday held a crunch meeting with the relevant stakeholders in the recent takeover of the UT and Capital Banks with the aim of protecting the interests of the workers of the two defunct banks. Held behind closed doors, the meeting, which was chaired by Sector Minister Ignatius Bafo Ewa, was attended by officials of Bank of Ghana and GCB Bank, the Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance Workers, and members of the Tripartite Committee constituting the Trades Union Congress and the Ghana Employers Association. You can grab the paper and read the rest of the story. The Ghana Equatorial Guinea signed liquefied natural gas agreements. And on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, Damfa Health Center lacks ambulance. Damfa. Oh, okay. Mrs. Aseye Akpechi, the senior physician assistant in charge of Damfa Health Center, which is a public medical clinic in Accra, has appealed for an ambulance to enable the clinic meet emergency healthcare needs of the people. That story is on the back page of the Times. Also, oh my God, I want to go to Wafa right now. Like, I've left Hearts of Oak. I'm with Wafa because they silenced Kotoko to reclaim top spot. And I like the way they put it. Wafa silence Kotoko. That's it for the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Oh, Roland. Yeah, I thought you said something about Wafa and Kotoko, but it looks like
no, I'm a Kotoko
they silenced you too.
Yeah,
Wafa
yesterday on Facebook, I have a
too.
friend, Emmanuelata Gekiata, was on. We had been done something in the Volta region, and there were hammering us. We lost only by 2 goals.
2 is only.
It's only.
I think I'm saying, oh, like 2-1,
Oh, it's only
2-0. When did I should be Charlie?
Let's do the Daily Dispatch newspaper. MPP guru on Kennedy Japan. He speaks the mind of many, and the guru they're talking about is Nana Obrigboyne, Deputy General Secretary of the party. Then we also have Ajinasari and Perez Church at 30 years and Spio Gabra on NDC's 2020 slot. So those are the stories we're looking at.
Oh, so Perez is 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They used to be called...
Word Miracle Church International.
Fantastic. It used to be, not to be wrong.
No. But I like them.
Okay. And then we do the last paper, the Daily Statesman newspaper. Sierra Leone praises NADMO for technical support. And then we have Ibrahim Mahama in illegal bauxite work. EPA declares, and President back from Equatorial Guinea visits. All right. So now we have to go online. Look at
But before that, we've got some messages. Text messages. Send us your text messages. But we want to wish Elfo Justice Avogbado 70th birthday today.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. So he's at Elfo Justice Avogbado of Alajo 70th birthday today. We celebrate with you today. And if there's a party, Alajo is just here. So I beg, just holler at us. Tell us when we should come. And we will show our faces. Just make provision for about 10. You only see the two of us.
Yeah.
Actually, there are lots of people around. This one also says, ooh, where are we? Hey, you didn't answer my question yesterday. I want to know Jife's whereabouts. I heard she had left multimedia, but where exactly has she moved to? Mauli in Seshuyosi. Yesterday, I answered you. I said, yes, it's true. I confirmed that indeed Jifa Bampo Mrs., has left multimedia. But I can't tell you where she is right now, but I'm going to text it to you. Yeah? Okay, here's another one. Dumso is still happening live at Gushego in Northern Region. Light goes off at any time without any alerts, and most times we don't wake up with light.
That's local. That's
this
local
has been
Dumso.
happening for some time now. That's from Inusa. I can feel you, man, because some of us are experiencing the same thing. Where is Aisha, the Chinese Galamsey woman? Jimmy Andrews in Sampa. Roland should know.
Aisha won.
I urge the government to do well and pay the arrears of 2013 to 2015 batch of teachers. That's from Y. Abdallah. Here's another text message. GMA is on track for kicking against new doctors' job application policy. They should be posted to where their services are needed, not to apply to cities of their choice. Duncan from Binduri says so. This one also says the youth and people are right against the bauxite deal because they are supposed to be consulted with the government before work. Okay, I guess so. Also, Wafa, the proud Northerners, Abdul Wahab from Wa. Okay, that's the angle that you choose to go. The final one, then we can do the online. It's from Akoto Razak and Tamale, simply saying good morning. And that the watch hunting. Oh, okay. So that will be our clock, I guess, our time. We'll check that. Thank you very much. Let's do the online, Roland.
So we do the online. Let's run through my online quickly. Benedict is lurking around. Wants to do sports. 200 million Ghana cedis, or 200 million Ghana cedis of SMEs revenue loss to Dumso, according to a study by ISE. And then we also have Ghanaians caution against traveling to Togo on Friday. What's happening in Togo?
Can we click on the story, please? Because of course we know that there are a lot of things happening in Togo. Some Togolese themselves not happy about the reign of the Nyasimbis. Abi? Okay, I guess that's where the warning is coming from.
All right.
There could be some demonstrations on Friday. But Mr. Isaac Owusu-Mensah, Deputy Commissioner of Immigration in charge of the Ghana Immigration Service in the Volta region, has cautioned Ghanaians against traveling to Togo on Friday, August 25th. He said the service had picked intelligence that civilians and opposition political parties in that country were planning a political protest in the national capital, Lome, and asked Ghanaians wishing to travel to Togo on that day to be careful. A similar protest at Atakpama, Sokode last Saturday, demanding term limits for Togolese president reportedly resulted in the death of 9 persons, 2 civilians and 7 security persons. I guess what the immigration is saying is not to say don't go to Togo on Friday, but they're just asking if you must go at all costs, then you've got to be careful because of the reports that they are picking on the ground of a potential protest.
That when you go, you will die?
No, no, they haven't said so.
Okay.
They are only citing what we all heard in the previous protests that may have resulted in the deaths of some people, but we cannot confirm, and they can obviously not confirm. They're just saying be cautious. But I would say if you can put your travel on hold just on Friday, it will be better to do that. Let's see how things unfold in Togo, and then let's see how, you know, we go ahead. Because already we've heard some people say they should come to Ghana. And, you know, anytime something happens in Togo, there are a lot of people that cross the border and go to Aflao. There are a lot of people. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Nigerian government banned songs by Olamide Davido. Nice.
Yeah? What has you know that song?
4.
But the video?
Money fall on you.
Ah.
Banana fall on you.
Tan tan. Okay, so I said the National Broadcasting Commission has banned 5 songs by major Nigerian musicians.
Money fall
Olamide, Davido,
Banana
and Nice.
fall
Haven't considered them offensive. Oh, can we click on the story?
You.
It's even in the song.
No.
Oh, please, let's go up. Let's go up and see. The banned songs are Olamide's. Roland, which one is this?
Okay.
Whoa. The
so
W-O is what?
Whoa. And then Wavy Level and Davido's 4 and If remix. And you know the remix is with R. Kelly.
So what? Why? The
Who's R. Kelly?
The corporation released a list Tuesday saying it banned the 5 songs from being aired across the Nigerian airwaves, reported online news medium Premium Times. The Federal Ministry of Health had in a tweet on Friday said the video to Olamide's Woe violated the Tobacco Control Act.
Money fall on you.
I beg details of that
Banana
story.
fall on you.
Now for your eyes only. You for the click my jaw online.
If I offend you, because
very interesting. We'll see if they will defile that. Nigeria is big, man.
Girl outdoors, mobile fuel lab. Next story. Mobile fuel, okay. Central Region NGO wants KEA
Municipal Assembly to lead fight against teenage pregnancy. Cocoa farmers earning more than other crop growers. That's according to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
That's great.
Exton. EPA statement flawed and unfortunate. There will be a lot of fallouts today with that press briefing later on this morning. Be sure that JoyNews will cover that. Here's an exclusive to JoyNews again on myjoyline.com. How cost of SNIT's faulty software jumped from $34 million to over $66 million. Only in Ghana, only in GH, only in Africa. You can read the rest of the story. SNIT scandal, IT expert says $66 million software deal is a scam. Ridiculous. The rest of the story, plus videos of our programming here on Joy News, also there on myjoyonline.com. Let's quickly skip and do BBC, because we've got less than a minute to run. Roland?
Africa highlight government free SA prisoners after ambush and IS beheads Libya soldiers. With Libya is normal, beheading IS normal.
But this story...
Angolans choose new leader. Oh, the same party. Jose Eduardo dos Santos, the world's second longest serving president.
I thought there were a lot like him, but apparently he was just one of 2. The world's second longest serving president. He's stepping down, but not entirely. I mean, you know. But please, let's just go up. This story about the South African prison break stuff. South African police launched a manhunt after 20 prisoners escape. That's the story, and it adds up to the IS story as well.
Okay, so those are the stories we have. You have messages you want to read?
Wafa, the Bassa of GPL.
Oh, please.
It's not me. It's from Bagura from Boko saying so. And this last text message that we'll share with you says Galamsey is still ongoing at Manso Tanochrome. Where is the soldiers? Peter from Tanochrome simply asking. And on that note, we're through with the newspapers and the online review as well. We've got to make way
for sports.
Yeah, for sports with Benedict. Are we breaking the box or not? Should we open?
Yeah,
should we?
We should.
Should we? Okay, all right.